Don't get me wrong, it's a great game. But is it really a Zelda game? For many of us, The Legend of Zelda was our introduction to video games, and the first action-adventure game that we ever played. Since its release in 1987, Link, Zelda, Ganon, and the rest of Hyrule have given us many hours of adventure across multiple platforms. However, there are some games in the series that we don't like to talk about. But what's the best game in the series? Can you even narrow it down to a single game? Before I just start listing off games that I enjoy, I think it's important to identify the key components that make a Zelda game a Zelda game. Since the beginning, Link has had an incredible list of items and arsenal to choose from. With every new Zelda game, there was something added to go along with the classics. The classics being the boomerang, which is my personal favorite, the bow and arrow, bombs, candles, wands, the hookshot. Then there's the legendary items, like the ocarina, the Wind Waker, the Minish Cap, and most recently, the Sheikah Slate. Stop that! There are absolutely many more items and weapons to choose from, but if you had to narrow it down to a few that really define the game as a series, it would be the Master Sword, the Hylian Shield, and of course, the Triforce. Hyrule and Hyrule adjacent is essentially another character in the Legend of Zelda games. This world and these landmarks are key components to immerse yourself in here. Things like Hyrule Castle, the Lost Woods, the Great Deku Tree, or is it Deku Tree?
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really well.
The most notable areas are the dungeons. In the early games, you got dungeons, and as the series went on, they were located in temples, but they all shared the same essential characteristics. It's a labyrinth that you have to explore, and you have to find items and weapons that are primarily intended for use in defeating the area's boss, as well as other upgrades for your character. Some could argue that there are many more components that make a Zelda game a Zelda game. Okay, cool. I don't disagree with that statement, but we'd be here all day. But with everything that you've learned, my question is this truly a Zelda game? Let me clarify, my intention is not to bash Breath of the Wild. I was just simply asking, would you consider it a Zelda game? If you look at it from an action-adventure standpoint, it's top-notch. The landscapes are incredible, the gameplay is fun, the story arc of which they told is unique, it's different. I had a lot of fun playing it. Also, it opened the doors to a whole new generation of gamers. So why don't I consider this a Zelda game? There's no dungeons. We get divine beasts and shrines.
Shrines are not dungeons!
As fun as it is to explore a new area and find the divine beast and make your way onto it, once you're there, it doesn't really feel like a payoff. There's no enemies, there's no items, there's no map, there's no compass. That's just the corrupted boss. That's it. Also, the shrines, well, they're just shrines. It's more random puzzles and random enemies, and you get a random item and they're all scattered throughout the land. Those aren't dungeons. But that's not my biggest complaint. My biggest complaint is the Master Sword. It breaks.
You have broken what could not be broken.
Lastly, there's no Triforce pieces. You don't collect them. So, no dungeons, no Triforce pieces, and the Master Sword breaks. Is it really a Zelda game then? Oh yeah, what's the best Zelda game to ever come out? It's A Link to the Past, there's no question. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you had some fun with this one because I definitely did. If you disagree with my statement and you think Breath of the Wild is a Zelda game, leave those in the comments below. If you agree with me, let me know. Put those in the comments as well. If you haven't yet, please make sure you click that subscribe button as well as the bell to get notified when I drop new content. And until next time, be good.